Hello again. Great work as always. Just a bunch of positives. Good job, scooting him back. When he's doing the spell at the beginning, he went pretty quick, and because he was poking quick, your prompts got quick, which led to very fast, and they were accurate. But remember, even with spells and everything, we want to really try and make sure he's doing slow, purposeful pokes. Age-appropriate praise can be tricky, and that's a good question that you asked, but I definitely didn't notice anything off with how you were talking to him or anything like that. A lot of my clients are close in my age, and I just treat them like a peer, and if it's a girl, I'll be like, good job, girl, or you're doing great, or you're killing it. If it's a guy, sometimes I give him a dude. But yeah, I'll still high-five every now and then, and it's still good to celebrate accomplishments. There were a couple phrases that I would try and cut out just when asking, are you ready? Instead of asking that, just say, okay, first letter. And then I think when you were doing an orange, instead of say, can you name another, just say, name another. And if he's doing his little stim and stuff, just try to avoid asking if he's okay too, because sometimes that's a triggering thing. Same for him with the hovering, really try and get that elbow back. I love your prompts, as always. I liked how you allowed him to walk around. If anything, I would encourage him to do that for the whole time that you're reading. Have you ever tried like purposeful movement breaks where you guys do a few exercises for some gross motor, whether it's chair squats, wall push-ups. Sometimes I put some tape on the wall and do some cross body stuff, high knees, modified jumping jacks, things like that. Make sure that wrist is straight, and as I was typing that comment, you did it, so good job. I think around minute 16, the board seemed a little further away, so he was leaning over a little bit more, which led to more of the elbow. Towards the end, when he was getting out of breath and moving more, that's when I would try another purposeful movement break, or even a few minute guided meditation, or modeling and trying to coach, 5 deep breaths, which you did shortly after, and then you kind of gave him a little hand thing. I would even try more serious of the hand compressions. He might like that. Or I have this really cool finger massager. I forget if I've showed you or not, but really haven't met a client that doesn't like it. I love it myself, so sometimes I whip this out just to kind of settle, help ground. And then, yeah, the posture thing is hard, especially with those really big guys, and it just seems like he doesn't have much core strength, which is common. But I would really try and just keep straight back, elbow up, no hand under the elbow, and it's good. His body can definitely kind of tell us when it seems to be a little more elevated or anxious, but, just remind him that, hey, I'm sorry, I sound like a broken record, but I'm just trying to really myelinate this good posture, because when your back is straight and your elbow's up, you have more range, and then we can go on to the next level of questions, complete sentences, and that's one step closer for you to advocate and share all of your thoughts with us. So yeah, kind of just like how I say with the pencil adjustments and feet flat on the ground and all that, there's really no such thing as too many reminders or coaching. I have one guy that's really tricky with the elbow, but he's just so long and tall. And he can be pretty accurate, and he's open with the elbow, but I do still try to encourage it because it just gives him more of that range. And sometimes I'll even put my left hand under the elbow, but I'll say hey, I'm just going to hover under here to try and help that elbow up. And yeah, you'll be able to feel it out if you think you're saying it too much, but just preface it with I'm sorry, it's going to stop eventually, but this is just another one of my prompts to support your body and your apraxia and to get that better and more accurate, and for us to get that much closer to open communication. And let me see. Yeah, your praises have been great, It's human nature to be excited about stuff and things. It's just when it comes to the older guys, you don't want to be like, good job, you spelled a word, or you're doing great today, like just different tone, different everything. And yeah, I think more of those purposeful motor breaks too. If he's moving around and exercising, that'll eventually build that core and get him better with the posture. But it's just tough when they're really that big. And I mean, I have horrible posture myself. I've been doing it my whole life. So especially to try and fix that after years and years. And yeah, very similar to your last guy, watch the hovering and start pushing more oranges and complete sentences. And you're doing amazing.